Hey guys, it's me Ash here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how I made this thumbnail. I know a bunch of you guys have been asking how I made this thumbnail, so what we're going to be trying to do is we're going to make a remake of this. So what I've already done is I've already prepared a few things. In this video, we're using Badline client for the ReplayMod. And I'm just going to be taking you guys through how the process goes of making these types of thumbnails. And if you guys did like this video, please subscribe, click the like button, and comment down below. If you need any help, my Discord is always open. We have a ticket system and everything, and just open that and I'll help you out. Alright, so for this specific style, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be getting my friend Mixtunes, his skin, and then bro's gonna get my skin. So if you guys want to follow along with me, I'll leave all the links below. What we're gonna be using is NameMC. Alright, now that we have NameMC open, this should be the front page. All you need to do is type your username or whoever's username you're trying to get. You just click this, and then as you can see all my skins. So when you want to select a skin, you just find the one you want, click on it, and it'll put up this. All you need to do is press download, and it will download the skin. It's right there, and then all you need to do is drag it to your desktop, and that's pretty much it. So we're also gonna get our friend Mixtunes. All you need to do is press download, and once again it's right here, and all you need to do is just drag it onto your desktop. And now that once we have done that, alright, so we're on the Minecraft launcher page here. This is the vanilla one, so all you need to do is go to skins. Since I already downloaded it, what you can do is just press new skin and click browse and just select the one that you want to do. So this is Mixtunes and this is mine. So first what we're going to do is we're going to open Badline. Alright, so now that we have the Badline launcher open, what I suggest is going on BSL. Don't turn on BSL 3 because it's a little bit glitchy with ReplayMod, so we're just going to launch it. Alright, now that we have Badline open and we're in Hypixel, all you need to do here is make sure just get a texture pack of what you like. We're gonna use Amethyst and click apply, and there we go. Now all we need to do there is open our shaders. What I'm gonna be using is SUBCRIBERS Renewed 1.01. All you need to do is type up SUBCRIBERS Renewed in YouTube or stuff like that. Just make sure you add shaders and just download it from there. All you need to do is press the shaders folder and drag it in, and then just select it. Alright, so this is how it's going to look like with SUBCRIBERS Renewed. What you can do on Badline if you don't like the lighting. For example, on Badline we were in Bed Wars, I believe. Yep, we were right here. And you can always change the time with Badline. So you can also do this in ReplayMod. So if you don't like it, you can always change it. What you can do is time and select time changer. Obviously you can see that time has changed. And what you can do is just drag it around and it should change the time. Sometimes it's a little bit laggy, so it might not change right away, which is a little bit kind of weird. But yeah, there you go. You just click freeze time and just select the time that you like best. For example, I like trying to get the sun over there, the light shining, so we'll go for an earlier time when the sun is facing over there. So now that we have that, we can go and turn on ReplayMod. So you just search ReplayMod right here, just turn it on to enable it. It's normally off for you guys. Just press that and just change your stop record to whatever button you like. Normally there's going to be an icon where it depends where you have set it. And what you can do is, now that we have that, we can do this. Just set up a position you like. What you can do also is disable your show name tags, because we do not want our name tag in it. It's just gonna block everything. You can also turn off your effects if you have any on, but I like it, so we're just gonna leave it because that's how I did it for my other video. So what you can do is just press P. As you can see at the bottom left, there is a little icon, and you can just move around to get a position that you like, because you can always choose which one you want to use. So I think that's good enough. Or maybe you can move around, go up, down, and you can just choose which one you like. Now that we have that, we can click stop record here, and we can disconnect from that, and we can go over to replay viewer. As you can see, I did a lot of replay stuff. Obviously the small timer ones are just for thumbnails. Just click load, and now that we're here, now you can just pause the time. You can move around. I was in F5 mode. So what we can do here is, what I like to do is turn your FOV all the way down to 30. It makes it look much better. Press F1 to remove all that stuff, and you can just do this. You can move it to side by pressing L or J, and you can reset it by pressing K. What you can do is you can press T. You can drag this up. Here are all the controls. It might be different for you. It depends on what you set it to. You can just Oops, just move it down. And now that we've got that, we can take our screenshots. So for me, I have my screenshots set to F2, whatever you have. This is why you want to be on Badlion, an older version of Badlion, not on Badlion 3, because it's kind of glitchy with it, and it doesn't work sometimes. So what you can do here is just take some screenshots. In my other one, I had it forward like this. You can press play again and wait for it to move around a little bit, and then you can do, maybe if you want to do it like this, maybe take another screenshot, move it to the side like that. Now that we've got that, what we can do is just exit replay, quick, and we can just go over. And now that we have gone back into our Minecraft launcher, we can just select my friend Mixtoon skin, and now we've got that. Just relaunch Badlion once again. Now that we have Badlion open, as you can see, we're in my friend's Mixtoon skin. Actually, is he on right now? He is not online, sadly. But what we can do is the same process. You can just find what you like. Maybe you want to be up here with this stuff, so you have a different background when you're doing it. All you can do is just press play, move around a little bit, go look up, down, side to side. Maybe you want to get a different position, you can put over here. Or you can go over to this house back here, just stand right there, like that. As you can see, I have a little chicken. Maybe you want to go over to the Hypixel sign. You can go do that as well. Since you have ReplayMod on, you can pretty much skip through it and just check what you want. Now that we have that, we can just press P, we'll turn that off, and we can disconnect, go back into Replay Viewer, open our Replay Viewer, and as you can see, there is me, or Mixtoons rather. We can turn our FOV down, and we can get a screenshot there. Don't worry if it lags a little bit, that just means the screenshot was taken. Now that we have everything we need, we don't even need to be in Badlion anymore. So you can just close Badlion and head over to Photoshop or whatever you're using. Normally, I would suggest you follow this with either photopea or Photoshop. Photopea is basically a free version, a web version of this, and has relatively same control stuff. So, as you can see at the bottom here, I am using someone's edit pack. It's called Trips Thumbnail Effects Thingamabob. I will leave the link in below for download to that. And as you can see, this is actually the wrong one. But as you can see, we have all these. It comes with a bunch of fonts. You can't edit these, sadly, but you can see all those fonts over there. His examples. See, these are just some of his examples. I will also leave his video for his thumbnails if you guys want to get some more tips and tricks. There's effects and stuff like that. You can just press that, and then you can just use the effects he provides. Now that we have that, we can open our screenshots folder. So what I do is it's just Windows and T. It opens, oopsies, to open our Minecraft effects and Photoshop. And to open our screenshots folder or our Minecraft folder, you just press Windows T. It'll come with this. If you just do add data, just copy this basically, and replay videos. Obviously, I just have it set to this, so it's a little bit easier for me to get to it. Just press open. Fortunately, it does say my name on the thing, so I'm not going to show you this. I will just tell you how to do it. So once you went to the replay videos, just press Minecraft at the top middle. There's this .minecraft. You just go there and move over to. You should find screenshots. Now they're at screenshots. You can just select all the photos you just took, like this. Just shift hold and drag it in. Now that we have that, oopsies, cancel. Now that we have all this mumbo jumbo, it's still loading some of the stuff in, so you gotta be patient with it. And just keep spamming, clicking that. And now that we have all these photos, I'm not gonna use this one because I don't want that. I want a close-up one, better detail. You can look through all the photos by clicking it. You can always press Control T and it'll bring up this at the side. You can just do this and you can move it around like that. You can just press Shift to lock it back in position. Now that we have this, we're gonna delete the rest of these because we do not need that anymore. And now let's look for one that we want to use for Mixtoons. We So what we can do is just shift and, oops, don't want that one. Just control and click the ones that you don't want, and just delete those. Now that we have these two, what we can do now, after following my little tutorial thing, we're gonna be pressing this button right here. It's gonna say the lasso tool, or you can press L to directly get into it. You can right click. It might be different for you. It might be one of these, but what the one you want to choose is the middle one right here. Just select that one, and what you can do with this is just press Control plus or minus to go in and out. What we can do here is we're gonna go zoom in a little bit, and we're just gonna trace mix tunes by just pressing down on your mouse by selecting each point. Oopsies. And you can press Control to restart. Guys, don't worry if it's not perfect. It won't matter too much as long as it's not too bad. Alright, now that we have finished, we can just press down at the original line and it will come up with this. So now we can do that, we can just zoom back. Perfect. And now we can just click, well, make sure you have the actual one selected. Right click on it and just click layer via copy. And it will make a new layer. Now we don't even need this, as you can see. And if we click this, we're back at mine. So now that we have this guy, we can move this to the side a little bit. If you want, you can scale it up, but we'll worry about that later. Alright, now that we're back to me, we can do the exact same thing. Just continue with tracing. Make sure you have the correct layer selected, or else it will give you an error. Obviously, some layers you won't be able to select, but just select the main one. Don't worry if some of the effects are in the way. Doesn't really matter. And now we're done. Now we can do right click and make a new layer. And we don't need that anymore. So make sure you don't delete these yet, because we can use these as a background. So we can delete that and move over. Now that we have the two little people, what you can do is you can remove it around. It really depends how you like it. Specifically, I think I will keep Mixtunes on this side over here. Mixtunes, it has a smaller body in Minecraft, so it might be a little bit difficult to position these things. Now that we have positioned the two people, just press the check button, and now you can just see this. This is pretty basic, and it doesn't really look that nice. But we're not done yet, because now we can add a bunch of other stuff. So once we have that, we can just do this. We can select Mr. Mixtunes again, move this down there, and now you have a background. What you can do is, since we positioned Mixtunes to be smaller, just move him out of the way. You look at his face. Move Mixtunes out of the way. It really depends. If you want, you can get your own background. It might be a little bit difficult. You might have to make it big, so it might be a little bit, messy. But as you can see, this is pretty basic. What you can do is, if you want, you can always just go back and just take another screenshot without any people and just use that as your background. Now that we have this, we can go on with the little line down the middle. Obviously, we don't want to put it in front of any characters, so what we can do is we can make it a new layer by pressing this button right there. Just drag this on top of our photo layer, but below our two new layers that we made. So what we can do here is we're gonna go take a shape right here. As you can see, if you have a different shape, you just select the rectangle and just how wide you want it to be. Just do that. See, it's white. If you guys want a different color, just change the colors over here. But make sure you set the color before you make the shape. Now what you can do here is, if you want, you can always make it bigger, and we're just gonna do a little cross like this. It doesn't need to be perfectly like that on the side, but now we have that. It just basically shows, you're comparing the two people. So now to add effects to your little rectangle, just press right click on it and blending options. So what we're gonna do here is pretty basic. We're just gonna add a drop shadow, and we're gonna add a little glow, and a little stroke here. As you can see, it comes up with black. If you want to change red, it will change red. If you want to change different colors, you can just change different colors. We don't want it too big, so, and dramatic, just really small, so we'll go with 3 pixels. Obviously, you can play around with these settings. I'm just speeding through this as I'm trying to get a video out, but you can do now your drop shadow. As you can see, a little shadow has dropped. You can change the angle of the shadow. As you can see, while I'm messing around with this, a shadow does change. We change the opacity a little bit lower. The opacity basically changes how visible it is. As you can see, 0 not visible, 100% completely visible. So we're gonna just change it lower down to about a 49. You can change the spread, basically, as you can see, just change the spread. The lower you go, the more grainy it's gonna be, the higher, the more apparent it's gonna be, and that does not look nice, so you always wanna keep it pretty low. Change the same with distance. The distance of the shadow, we're not gonna keep this too big, and the size of the shadow. The higher it is, the larger radius it's gonna be, and the less visible it's gonna be. As you can see, it just gets a little bit less visible, but we're just gonna keep it like that. Alright, so now that we have that, we can add a little, as you can see, we don't have it there, so you just press the FX and you can just see inner glow, and a bunch of other things. These are all the effects you can get. You can click show all effects, and it'll pull up everything here. So what we can do here is we can add a little inner glow. You can pretty much not see it at all, but because it's white, it really depends on the color that you chose for that. But that's pretty much it. If you want an outer glow, it's basically like a drop shadow, but it's light. So you can just put the opacity up so you can just see it. Now that we have this, what we can do now, there we go. So what we can do now is, maybe you don't like the lighting, or maybe you just want to change it up a little bit. Same thing, if you want to add an outline to it, just select it, go to your effects, and just press stroke. You can just change it to white if you like a white one better. I don't recommend I know some YouTubers do this, but I don't recommend it because, I don't know, I find it a little bit weird. But we can just turn that off. Maybe you want this. Basically, kind of gives it a little shadowy-ish figure. You can always change the blending. We're not going to mess with this right now. Obviously, you guys can play around with it if you want to, but we're not going to change too much. Maybe just a simple drop shadow. And same thing with this. We're just going to add a simple drop shadow. Now that we have that, as you can see, it's pretty basic. It's getting closer to what we have as our example that I showed you guys in the beginning of the tutorial. But now what we're going to do is we're going to be changing it up, and we're going to add some stuff and effects to the layer. Not this blending option stuff. We're going to go over to layer. We're going to go down to new adjustment layer, and you can see there's a bunch more stuff you can add to it. So we're going to add a little vibrance, press OK, and panel will come up right here. As you can see, there's stuff changing already. It does affect everything around it, so you got to be careful with that. If you want just to affect the photo, you can just certain things, you can just move it down so it's only affecting certain things. But we can add a bit more saturation. As a saturation, you can see colors become more and more visible, but we're just going to leave. We're going to put it up a little bit. We don't want it too much. Alright, so for these top 4 is going to be affecting the layer itself. For everything else, it's going to be, doing everything else. It's going to affect all the layers, so we can go exposure, press OK. And you can see it's going to get brighter and brighter. We're going to add a little bit. So you can add offset, but I don't recommend doing an offset. It makes it look stupid. So we're going to just do that. Gamma correction. We'll put it up a little bit. If it's too vibrant for you, then just turn it down to remove some of the vibrance. We're going to add another adjustment layer. We're going to add some contrast and brightness. As you can see, it makes things brighter. And contrast makes things more contrasty. That's a word, it's not a word. Alright, now that we're done with this, what we can do is we can add a new layer, and we're going to add the little border now. So we can do this, just select everything by just dragging down. Right click. Once again, click fill, and press OK. Now that we have done this, we can zoom in a little bit. Control plus. And just select the part that you don't want. It will never be exactly perfect, so just try to get whatever you want. As you can see, it's a little bit smaller here, but it's okay. This is not going to be an exact thing. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna select overlay, and that's already pretty simple. That's an easy way to get that little background. Obviously, you can always edit it if you want it a little bit, or you can move all the effects above here so it applies to that as well. And what we can do actually is we can add a few effects to it. If you want, you can add a stroke, so it gives a little stroke there. But what I recommend is doing a drop shadow. So it basically separates each layer, the border, from the actual photo. So you can do is add a small drop shadow. As you can see right there, it's already becoming more apparent. So we're gonna put up the size. We're gonna lower the distance so it's matching up. And you can just play around with the settings or what you like. Yeah, I don't really want too much of it to be too apparent. So we're gonna also put down the opacity. It might be a little bit laggy, but that's okay. Press OK, and now you're done. That's pretty much it. This is, you know, kind of pretty close. You know, there's different things, but we will add this over here. So what we're gonna do is, I was going off of this while I was doing it. So this, that, this, that. It really depends on what type of background you use. Obviously, this isn't the perfect background. I would recommend more of an open sky background like this and a bunch of colors in it. And as you can see, there's also some issues there, but I was going kind of fast. So if you guys did enjoy this video, please subscribe, join our Discord. It's going to be in the description below, also in the pinned comment. And if you guys need any help, join my Discord, open a ticket, please, please, please. And comment down below. We do a bunch of fun stuff in there, so I hope you guys did enjoy and this helped you. See ya.